Hey y'all. Alright, it's time for another movie review. And this movie that I'm doing today is called VHS. And it's V with the dash, H dash S. Yeah, it's not just straight letters. This movie is a found footage film, if you may, slash mockumentary type. Four guys who run a porn business, or like cheap porn business. They're the types that would like get their cameras and put it under girls' skirts and like run up to random girls, pull up their shirts and like take pictures and videotape. Well, some guy tells them if you go to this guy's house and take these VHS tapes and destroy them, or just technically it's just one, and they don't even know what's on the tape. Did the entire movie, they're like, I don't know what's on it. So they go to this guy's house and they go through all these movies, and they like it would. You'll see one put one in the VCR, and then a story like how Creep Show or Body Bags or any of those short episode ones would start off. And the first one is called Tape 56. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's actually what the criminals thing is called. That's like the entire thing of the movie. I'm sorry. The first episode, or episode tape. The first clip, I guess you could say, is called Amateur Night. Three friends go drinking, meet two girls, they bring them back to the motel room, and the really, really creepy one turns out to be like a vampire demon. And she eats one of the friends and kind of like has a big crush on one of the guys. It's really, really creepy. Other than that, it was pretty good for something that was made that was supposed to look like it was made from a video camera. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It's no Twilight, I'll tell you that. Next one, Second Honeymoon. Two people go out to have a good time. They're driving through. They get a motel room. You don't see this, but a lady goes up to the door, asks the husband for a ride, and the husband's like, "No, I'm not going to give you a ride. I don't know you. Who are you?" But then later on, you just see like the camera focusing on this total stranger with a doll mask of some sort, like stealing money and then messing around with his toothbrush, and then there's not much else to say about that. There's a good twist at the end, and I'm not going to ruin that for you. Moving on to the next one, Tuesday the 17th. Alright. I don't know if, just a little side note, one of the characters in this movie doesn't have any well-known actors. Let me just get that out of the way. I'm not going to say this guy's well-known. He was in, like, this movie called Poultrygeist. In the movie, his name was, what was it? Arby or Artie? One of the two. But he's actually in this little clip, Tuesday the 17th. The one girl's like, "When my friends were murdered here," and they all assume it's from some stress therapy. No, not at all. So they all go, and she tries to defeat this what looks like some digital monster dude, almost off of a Cry Wolf. Murders like they're all like, "Oh, you're joking." No, and she's like, "No, I'm not joking. We guys are mostly likely gonna die here." It's like, oh. So pretty much it's one of those. She tries to defeat him but can't, and ultimately fails. And yeah, I just ruined that, so I'm sorry. This one is the longest title, and this is one of the longest titles I've seen just for a clip that's going to be 15 minutes long. It's pretty interesting, actually. That sick thing that happened to Emily when she was younger. Yeah, that's the title. They could have shortened that in so many ways. They could have just said that one thing that happened to her. Just something like that. But girl talks about how she used to be in a car wreck and how she thinks it still affects her, but then, chats with her boyfriend and everything. They go back and forth, back and forth. But at the same time, you're like, okay, boyfriend's no help. Because they're just video chatting through the whole entire thing. But there is a good twist on that, and like I said, I'm not going to ruin it for you. because the entire time he's like, don't do this, don't do that, because she finds like this lump like right here. And she gets to the point to where she cuts it open and it looks like a little disc. And she cuts like that deep into her skin, and she just like nothing. I'm like, if that was me, I'd be screaming my head off. I'm like, not really that believable, but you know, it's a horror movie. What anything it can go, I guess. Good twist at the end. I'm not gonna ruin it. Well, technically, the woods one, the road trip woods one, kind of speaks for itself. You kind of already know what's gonna happen. But the villain in that one was actually different. So, yeah, like the ones that have twists on them, I'm most likely not gonna ruin them for you because I want you to be surprised. I want you to watch this and be like, oh yeah, yeah. Next one is called 10/31/98, not 89. Okay. This one's actually the best one that I think. And actually, I like the title because it's a date. It's not like a title that that sounds like the director came up with. Like, no, it's literally the title. Like, if you were to load it somewhere, like, the date would show up on some things, on something like that. Anyway. So, three friends, they try to go to it. Like I said, I have to have notes. I just don't want to feel like I'm rambling, even though I probably am. Anyway, they get invited to a Halloween party, and they go to this house. They're supposedly going to a friend's house, and I'm assuming that they have never been there, because they go to the wrong house. Don't know if it's on the same street, don't know if it's next door. Just the entire time, I'm just like, how do you not know where your own friend's house is? Seriously. But anyway, they think it's a haunted house, like a haunted house type of thing, because they're the only ones there. So they search around the house and they go up into the attic. Little do they know there's like an exorcism type thing going on. And I'm like, what the hell? And they're like chanting and chanting. Then the boys start chanting and chanting with them. And then finally they're like, what are you doing here? Well, we're here for the party. And they're like telling them to get out. Then they figure out, oh, wait a minute, wrong number. So as they're leaving, they go, oh, crap. Oh, my God. We need to go get, they had a girl tied up, and it was like they were performing some type of exorcism on her. They go and get the girl, and as they're starting to leave, the house kind of semi comes to life. Yeah. For one that was made 10-15 minutes, like 10-15 minutes to be on screen, it was one of the best exorcism type ones. Actually, I take it back. This is one of my favorites that I've seen. I thought it was better than the Exorcism of Emily Rose. That one was like an hour and something minutes. This one that was 15 minutes freaked me out more because you actually see like hands coming out of the side, like, wee! And it's actually pretty freaking creepy. And I mean, stuff is like rising. He's like, oh. Stuff is like trying to hit them in the face, trying to stop them the entire time. They escape with the girl, but then they get her in the car, and as they're driving off, they get stuck on train tracks. You're like, oh my God. As far as I'm sure, all of a sudden, like, everything goes black, but then as it turns back into light, the girl they helped in the car disappears, and she appears in the front of the car. Like, oh my God. Wow. And then it ends shortly after they get hit by the car. But there's actually, I guess what you can call maybe extended ending where the boys do escape. And then they just like kind of walk off and was like, man, that was awesome. Best Halloween ever. But other than that, I do recommend this film, VHS. I don't own it yet, and I kind of feel dumb for doing a review, and I don't even own it. I actually just saw this off Netflix a few nights ago, and I thought I would do a review over it. But yeah, check this movie out. It's not bad whatsoever. Well, I mean, if you're not a fan of Creepshow, if you're not a fan of like Paranormal Activity or demon, like vampires or twists that, like some of these have good twists. Oh, by the way, let me add just one thing. What happened to the criminals, do you ask? After each film that they watch ends, what'll happen is it'll just focus on the person that's like, they'll look at the camera like this, and in the background you can kind of see the old man. At one point you can't see him. Then at the end, they're like, "Where's the old man? He was dead." Turns out he like turned zombified just randomly. But as far as I'm actually, yeah, there's a like he disappears, and the other one that was in the attic kind of like chases after the guys, and they all fall down the stairs, and the movie ends. But just recently, they made a VHS 2. It was just reviewed at the Sundance Festival on the 19th of this month. So I will be looking forward to seeing the second one. Because it's supposed to continue everything. Because I mean, that would actually make a good sequel, considering the fact that when they go to this house, there was like stacks and stacks and stacks of VHS tapes, and it just amazed me the entire time of this movie that they don't even question any of these weird events in these movies. They just, I don't know if this is it, new tape. I don't know if this is it, new tape. Okay, you get out of here. I'm gonna go look at this tape. And it just amazes me. And I'm like, how do you know you're not supposed to destroy all these tapes of all these events? It's just dumb. But I liked it, and I would give it like a. It had me jumping, and I was kind of like, oh my god, going to work the next day. Wow, it's a good movie. Like if I can think about the movie the next day and go, wow, and have like some sort of emotion, then that means it. In my opinion, it means it was really good. I don't know when I'm gonna start doing workout videos because I don't know. I'm kind of excited about that as well because I don't know when I'm gonna need my cameraman for that one because this is kind of easy for me to do. I just set the camera and boom. But more videos will be coming to you soon, and I hope that you subscribe, comment, or like, and I will see y'all later.